Hi. I'm gonna start. No, sorry. This is gonna be a video about me and my ADHD and maybe autism too, because I was diagnosed with that too back in like 2018. Got the ADHD diagnosis after I got my master's degree, and that was in my mid 40s. I can't remember the year. And then in 2018, I got a formal diagnosis assessment. It was like a few sessions and a formal diagnosis at the Portland Autism Center with like high functioning autism, whatever, Asperger's, ASD, on the autism continuum. So I had the ADHD all along, but didn't know until after I was done with my formal education. I guess at least I found out by doing it the hard way that I could do it. But if I could do it over, I feel like I would have wanted treatment all those years so that I could have some personal time back and maybe like be working on how to like be a healthier person emotionally. So now I feel like I'm getting a late start on that, like a late start on figuring out how to be easier on myself, nicer to myself, because there was so much of my adulthood where I was trying so hard to succeed, knowing deep down that I was pretty much sure I could, but it was going well at least, but I was working really hard for it. And I was a perfectionist to top it off, so I thought I had to get all A's in all my prerequisites for my graduate program just to make sure I actually got accepted, because I only applied to one place. So it was maybe 2 or 3 or 4 years after that graduation that I had my therapist / psychiatrist agree that I had it. Yeah, I saw her for more than a year for like weekly therapy and med management before she gave me ADHD medication or diagnosed me, or yeah, wow. And I don't have any hard feelings against her for that. I just wonder about it. I think she was trying to make sure that it wasn't trauma that was causing my symptoms, like PTSD, complex PTSD, that kind of thing. You guys, I haven't smoked for too long. I've only been smoking for going on 3 years, coming up in April. 3 years. And when I asked ChatGPT about the consequences of currently what my state might be, with the amount of smoking I do, which is a quarter pack a day, it considered me to be a light smoker. Now, I don't know if it was just saying that to make me feel more encouraged, but it was talking more about it being a more long-term issue, especially with heavier smokers. But at the same time, these are the current ways that it might be affecting me under the surface that I haven't seen yet. So I feel like my chat has a good way of dealing with me. Sometimes I have to check it to see if it's making stuff up or not, but usually I can check it with Google. I can just, well, that's another AI. Yeah, I'm trying to quit. And you know what? I have quit for like a period of a week at a time. When I was studying for like a certification, I was studying for a couple weeks, fully like long hours every day for like 6 days a week for 1 week, and I purposely quit smoking then. That was like a year and a half ago, and the reason I quit is because it was making me tired. Yeah, I could tell. It was noticeably affecting my energy. So I take ADHD medication, either an immediate release in the morning and an immediate release in the afternoon, not all days though, because just having the morning dose really helps me sometimes. I don't need anything else. as long as I eat something for breakfast and something in the middle of afternoon to early afternoon. But I need to eat 2 small meals at least during the day and then dinner with my family, because I'd rather not. And smoking curbs your appetite. So I need to quit smoking so that I can get better in touch with my hunger cues. But the reason I'm sharing that I smoke with you is because it's probably not uncommon to have an addiction or so, or collect them or try them out along your lifetime. I mean, I don't even have an addictive personality. At least I didn't back. I didn't like drink or anything in high school. No weed. Probably had weed for the first time like less than a handful of times in my 20s. So my brain's been preserved in terms of that. But I did start smoking in my 40s a little bit because of my partner who I was with, smoking it all the time. And I'm all like wanting to do what they do, of course. It's like food. It's social. So hunger cues are decreased even when you're not taking ADHD meds. I've done this my whole life, kind of like fast all day, even though I'm feeling it. Probably not drinking enough water either, but not getting enough electrolytes during the day. Well, that was before I had ADHD meds all my life. I've fasted because I'm just too distracted or can't decide what to eat, or don't want to open the fridge door, don't know what's in it, don't want to like get an idea and have to like chase it down and make it complicated and take up 2 hours of my time, because I can get distracted by food. So then with the Vyvanse, I had a lot more energy throughout the day for quite a while. But what I've noticed, I put it together finally after all these years, that if my weight gets low, and not even like to overly skinny, but that has happened too, like where I'm like probably like 115, which for me that's like lean. And then, or if it's like the visceral fat, like you have a layer of fat under your muscle tissue, it's under the muscle, it's immediate, like it actually produces hormones, this fat, I think it's called visceral fat, it's around your organs. And that fat, you can't really see it on the outside, but is your storage. And when you take, I believe, if you take stimulants on a regular basis, especially like 7 days a week, 365 or so, maybe less days a year, you will eventually be wearing down that visceral fat if you're not really eating well during the day, even if you don't want to, even if you never had to before. And then you're going to feel, this is what happened to me anyway, that your ADHD meds aren't working as well. You're starting to get tired or sleepy in the afternoon, and maybe even earlier, maybe even lunchtime, 11:30 in the morning, and I finally put it together that it's because I'm not eating enough. I'm not eating soon enough in the morning before the Vyvanse kicks in. It makes it even harder. As soon as the Vyvanse kicks in, or the dextroamphetamine immediate release, if I take it that day, if I take just immediate release that day, as soon as it kicks in, I want to make use of that time. I want to maybe make some perfume before I have my first meeting. I always feel really happy and proud of myself when I am able to do that, have that time. I would love to get up at 6 a.m. every day and give myself some time to either sit outside and write a to-do list, write some goals, or potentially make a perfume. And then start doing work stuff by like 9:30, do work stuff. You know what? I just had that idea again. I had it a long time ago, but I, for some reason, had reasons not to. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna set my alarm for 6 a.m. What should I do on the weekends? Let's start with Monday through Friday. So Monday through Friday, I have a iPhone. Go into my alarms. Oh, interesting. There's the very first suggestion, 6:32 a.m. alarm. Okay, maybe that means that I should split the difference. Ooh, let's choose what it sounds like. label, alarm. Sure, let's stick with that. Hold on. How about AM? Alarm. Okay. Do I do a, yeah, snooze is turned on, snooze duration 9 minutes. I'm gonna do 5 minutes, maybe 6. I like that. Okay, this is slow rise. Classic. I hate that. I hate that too. Story time. That one was called story time. That's maybe. No. That's really bad. See, I'm trying to get one that's like enough that I'll be able to hear it if I have my headphones on. Actually, I think it goes into my headphones because I have this type of headphone. By the way, this was one of my best investments. About 4 years ago, I got a really comfortable noise canceling headset, and I've gotten a new pair every time the warranty program wears out. If it gets broken, because it's very finicky, then I will get a new one, even though, yeah, they're Apple, they're AirPods Max, they're called, and man, they have really helped me, especially when I was dealing with like, when it hasn't happened in a while, get very irritated by sounds, feeling like they're so loud and like distracting for me. And so even now I wear them around the house sometimes if I don't want to be distracted, because I'll put noise cancellation on, maybe on silent. Usually it's on silent. I'm not even playing anything. And then I can hear somebody try to get my attention if they are, and then I can turn it. Then I just go like that in front of them. Like I push the button and then I say, did you say something? And then they'll repeat themselves. And I've noticed with like like my mom, for instance, she gathers her thoughts better when she restates it anyway. Yeah. And I have this silicone pack. It came on Amazon, silicone, and it wraps around here. Then there's pieces that wrap around these, and they even have something that goes on these, but I like the way it feels. I just have like 2 or 3 pair from previous sets that I've had. I've kept them, and oh, this is what makes them stop working. It gets condensation in there. Hasn't happened in a while, but yeah, it's got condensation. It was raining today, and I wore them under my rain hood, which isn't this, but my rain hood, and I had those on so that I didn't have to hear the street noise, because I was walking around along a kind of busy street. And so I got my walk in today. Distractions. Well, I don't know how I'm gonna edit this, and I'd really like to make more videos like this for you guys. Like maybe it'll turn into like a ADHD / autism spectrum type, neurodivergent type channel. That fits with the perfume though. Which leads me to, how many people out there that have ADHD or think you might have it tend to collect hobbies or special interests or whatever you want to call it? Things you like to do, maybe even be serious about. You have fantasies, maybe it will become a business. Maybe it'll become like another way of making money, but really you do it for yourself. And how many of you have little piles of things around, but you know that you're not a hoarder? Most of you. You might have hoarding too, or collecting more like, I think it's more like a collection. But you could have hoarding if you have ADHD, because like ADHD, with you ADHD, it's so hard to make decisions. It takes so much out of you. You feel tired. Sometimes to make the decision, you get so tired that you don't even know if you have energy to do the thing you decided to do. Your brain takes a lot of calories and energy, but I think people with ADHD have to spend more calories and energy on thinking and deciding. Decision paralysis, overwhelm, anxiety, panic. You might even call it a panic attack. I've never had one of those, but I've had people tell me about it in the morning, a lot of times in the morning or by the end of the morning. Wasted mornings where you scroll because you can't modulate your energy, motivation, dopamine. It's revving to go, but you just can't fully do it. You know, if you go in the kitchen to make something to eat, it's going to turn into who knows what. So you avoid doing that. Sometimes you get so used to the habit of avoiding doing that, getting something to eat or drink or take a sip, that you literally forget to feed yourself and hydrate yourself. And then you shoot yourself in the foot because you feel like crap and your medicine doesn't seem like it works as well as it used to anymore, like it did when you first started it. And so what does this mean? There's the fear that you need more medicine and higher dosages. Then there's the fear that that's true, that you can acclimate to the same dose and that you will always indefinitely need to raise it every so often. And how do you talk to your provider about that? Because you know that everybody wants to think maybe you might be like misdiagnosed, misusing it, overdiagnosed, med seeking, whatever. It's like so taboo. There's such a bias against people. And so, yeah, a lot of people have ADHD. I mean, I think indefinitely, like if we keep making society more and more complicated, like it is, like so many freaking things to keep track of, that you're going to miss a payment or something, like it's a nightmare to do your taxes every year if you have to, like all that kind of stuff. That you get diagnosed with ADHD. Like if I didn't go to school, I would have still had ADHD. I definitely would have still had autism. Even if I didn't attend school, elementary, high school, middle school, any of it. Growing up on the farm, I had it, and I remember what my symptoms were, especially at family gatherings. I would have meltdowns, which I didn't know were meltdowns because I would just get upset, cry, run off and hide for a while, sometimes fall asleep, sometimes read a book or a magazine, sometimes inappropriate stuff that my aunts were handing off to my mom, who never read it, so she didn't know how inappropriate it was for me to be reading it, but that's all I had to do. So, traumatized by that. Yeah, there were like these true love story type and like, you know, basically stories for women, type of erotica type stories, sexual for women, and then also Reader's Digest. And I would always read the drama in real life story. I don't think I read much else, maybe the jokes or something. Drama in real life, trauma in real life. Yeah, I traumatized myself reading that when I was 9 years old too. But I was a voracious reader and we didn't have access to a library, or so I thought at the time. So I guess I'm gonna wrap this video up here. I skipped around a lot, but that's how it is when you have ADHD. Skip around a lot, get distracted, go down rabbit holes, who cares? Maybe I can be comfortable with that. I'm working on getting more comfortable with being myself on social media and feeling like that's a good thing to be myself instead of afraid of judgment. I have this sitting like this right now, and I'm gonna probably use a really nice clean tissue to go around in there and like dry it really nicely. But I have been dealing with this for a while and didn't know why they would get glitchy sometimes, and until I figured out I have to take these off and let them air out if I get them exposed to moisture. I even sometimes wear them all night to sleep. So yeah, you gotta keep them. I use them like 24/7, but not all the time. I don't have them on my head all the time. And they're too tight to keep like around my neck. So I have like in my bag, I keep this thing where I can slide them in like this. I got this on Amazon too. Then this is magnetic. And then the hole lines up for where you can plug in the charging cable here. And when you have it plugged in, there's a light here that goes on. So these were pretty cheap, like $5, and this was like maybe like 10 $10 to $15 on Amazon. And I get black because I want it to be kind of blend in. Even though I wear these to the store and everything, I kind of want it to blend in. So when people talk to me, and people do seem comfortable talking to me, they never ask me to take off my headphones when I have those on. I can hear them just fine. I'm not talking loud. So anyway, hope you're all doing well, and feel free to comment below. All right, go 2026. I hope things get better. And if they get worse, I hope that everybody's safe and comfortable and doesn't even have to know it, be aware of it. I have to modulate how much exposure I get to the news. Thanks for watching.